Hey y'all, I am at Revive Med Spa and I'm going to get filler in my lips for the first time ever. So as we get older, we start losing volume in our lips, and I've noticed that mine are definitely turning down and then just don't have that volume that they used to have. So just trying to restore what I lost and not look done. So here we go. Okay, so she has put numbing cream all over my lips and my tongue is numb. My lips are very numb and tingly. Okay, so we just finished and I'm very swollen. She said to come back in 4 days. So I'm going to come back. Today's Monday. I'm going to come back on Friday for my follow-up and my touch-up. And the swelling should be down by then. We can see if there's any places that she might have missed that we need to level out. So here is what it looks like right now. It's very swollen. So, hi guys. Well, so I finally did it. I got filler in my lips. I was very, very nervous, but I'm working with the best. So again, I didn't want to look done. I just wanted to restore what I used to have in my younger years. So, and I told Michelle that when I came in for my appointment. And so I thought I would just ask her some questions that you guys might be interested in if you're thinking about doing any type of filler. Why get filler? Who should get it and why?
Okay. So we get that question a lot here at Revive. People will ask, should I get filler? Is it time to get filler? Should I get it in my lips? I am kind of nervous to get it in my lips. I don't want to look like one of those people. Basically, the thing is just to do it and look natural. That's usually what most people ask for. So just maybe a little bit of a hydration look. Maybe just give a little more plump to something that they didn't have. So just a little bit can go a long way with filler. Mm-hmm. And so usually when somebody says they want to have some filler done in their lips, we'll just treat it naturally. We'll let them use ice afterwards. We'll tell them how to use ice, 10 minutes on, 20 minutes off, about 3 times during the day, just to give them a little bit of relief, things like that.
And they have the best numbing cream. So I was really nervous because I've heard the lips hurt really, really bad. And oh my goodness, there was only a few spots that I was like, that was it. Literally, it wasn't that. No, my whole lips and tongue were not. Yeah. I could barely feel it. So I did get a little bruising a few days after. And let's see, is there anybody who shouldn't get filler? Like, who's a candidate, who's not?
Yeah, so if somebody has been on, let's say, aspirin or Advil or Aleve for maybe a medical condition, we'd rather not necessarily treat right then. If their physician was okay with them being off of it for a few days, up to a week, that would be great. We try to let people know, try to stay away from alcohol a few days before and a few days after to help prevent bruising or the length of time that they bruise. Yeah. So that can also play in a little factor. Really anybody can get lip filler if they're, if they're a diabetic. We tend to be a little more careful just for reasons of healing. But a lot of people are more of a candidate than, what we would think.
Is it permanent?
So it's not. The one that I use is not. It's hyaluronic acid filler. It's a ingredient that we have that we make naturally in our face. It's the filler that I like to use on myself, on friends, family, because it can be reversed. Say that you got lips done and for some crazy reason you said, oh, my husband said, no, he's not going to go for it. I can't keep these lips. You can literally come in the next day or that day and we can enzyme them out. And they're out. It's that easy. So,
what does that mean, enzyme them out? Is it another, like you inject the solution?
Yeah, it's a solution. It's an injection. We'll inject the lips and they'll be a little bit sore, but it'll dissolve it. It'll dissolve the filler and so that they go back to their regular size.
So moral of the story is don't be scared. If you hate it, it is reversible. Unlike Botox, you just have to wait for it to wear off and you just look,
frozen for a few months. Where this is actually completely reversible. So, but I feel like people are more scared to do fillers than they are for Botox because they just don't want to look like one of those people. You don't want to look done. And that was my fear. Like I was always like, I don't want to look like that person who spends way too much time at the plastic surgeon's office. So I just wanted to just a little plump to restore what I used to have in my younger years. I was noticing I was losing a lot of volume, especially on the top lip, on the sides. And so I didn't want my lips to look big. In fact, so I actually had an event the next day where they were still swollen. And so some of my friends that I'm close to that I see often, they did notice. But by day 3, one of my close friends, that's my neighbor, I see her all the time, she never even noticed. I saw her on Halloween, she never even noticed.
So a few days of swelling can be normal. I told Amber that night they might be a little warm. They might feel like a little heated.
They were a little sore that night. They were just a little achy.
And there might be a little bit of that night, they may be a little bit bumpy. They may be a little bit uncomfortable. Like when you look at it, you might say, this is not really kind of what I expected it to look like. Give it that 3 to 4 days because it's just going to marry together and smooth out and be really nice.
So how long does it typically last? And what is the cost?
Okay, good question. So I usually like to use Restylane Regular. It's what I use in my own lips, what we use in Amber's lips. The reason why I like it, I feel like it gives you a good amount of longevity. So it's typically going to last about 6 to 12 months, give or take. So if you're 7 months, you say, oh, I really don't notice it that much. You're in that window. So 6 to 12 months, everybody's a little bit different on how they metabolize it. So about 6 to 12. And what was your other question?
What is the cost? Like I know for me, we ended up using a full syringe. So what does one syringe?
One syringe is about $600. Say that you want to get your lips done and you said, I really like so-and-so's lips, but I'm not so sure I want that size. When we're doing your lips, when we're injecting your lips, we can actually use part of your syringe elsewhere in your face at the same setting. So we can actually say, okay, well, we want a little bit of that in the cheekbone. And a lot of times the product that we use in one place is safe and okay to use in another place. So we would just assess you and see if it's an area that we can use. So if somebody says, I want just a little bit less in my lips, we can put the rest of it somewhere else in the face, and that way we're using it.
Very good. Well, if you guys have any further questions, feel free to write them below and we will get you the answers. So thank you so much, Michelle. I love my lips. As you can see, I think that they look very natural. They're just a little more full on the sides where they were starting to I kind of looked mad. Like I was like this all the time.
If you were pouting.
Yes. And so it really just, I think, refreshed
kind of refreshing.
And just having a little more plump to them.
I love it.
So thank you so much, Michelle. And if you guys would like to schedule an appointment with Michelle, she's at Revive Med Spa.